And another challenge, too, an awful lot of eyes are on Facebook, of course, but how many wallets are open? Can Facebook turn all of this attention into some real profits? Well, Dallas Lawrence of Levick Strategic Communications joins us from Washington with more on this. Dallas, thanks a lot for being here. I guess one of the obvious ways that Facebook can do more is to get a bigger share of that internet advertising pie, but I'm wondering what you think about this whole idea of subscriber fees.
Sure, it's a great question when you've got 375 million users globally that are spending an awful lot of time, as your episode there said, on the site, yet no subscription fees. The best things in life often aren't free. I think that's something that Facebook's going to struggle with in the next year. And I think one of the obvious options for Facebook is to consider some sort of higher-end upgraded user subscription. It would be a mistake, I think, for Facebook to ever force folks into a subscription-based model. But if you want to offer folks an opportunity to upload higher resolution photos or more videos, and say only 1/4 of Facebook's users agree to spend $1 a month for that service, you're talking about a cash flow of $4 billion that Facebook can turn on overnight.
If you're used to getting it free, though, how big a barrier is that? And we've seen other sites try this. I mean, whether it's content or whether it's social networking, like Friends Reunited in the UK tried a similar kind of thing and,
Sure.
and failed. I mean, once it's free, can you dare demand money for it?
It's a great question. I don't think you would demand money for what people have already gotten used to for free.
Even for a premium service, though.
I think the premium service users will be willing to accept that. If you consider the fact that right now you can, and Mark Zuckerberg's been very upfront about what his goal is for Facebook, and he wants 1 billion users, and he wants us to conduct our daily lives on Facebook, whether it's doing away with email, doing away with a bunch of the other photo sharing sites, doing away with event organizing sites. And I think for a certain group, and even if it's only 10% of Facebook's users, they'll be willing to spend a small premium fee to be able to have some of those upgrades that I think they would expect to pay a small fee for. We saw last year, Facebook rolled out their gifts. Now, if you had asked me 2 years ago if someone would spend $1 to send a picture of a photo to somebody, we all would have said how ridiculous that is.
Yeah, we'd have laughed.
Yet Facebook brought in $10 million from that service.
How much do you know about Zuckerberg and his team? I mean, are they sort of the Google whiz kid kind of caliber, and what kind of, how much of an aggressive strategy would you expect them to be taking?
Yeah, it's a great question. If you take a look at their executive board and the bios of the folks that are on the board, one name keeps popping up, and that's a bunch of former Googlers. Folks that really took that company from a garage idea into the $200 billion company it is today are really the ones figuring out how to monetize. You mentioned the 700,000 companies that are on Facebook today. Well, right now, if you want to buy anything from those 700,000 companies, you have to leave Facebook. One of the things that I have to believe is on the table in the year ahead is how you have an e-commerce capability to keep those 375 million eyeballs and their wallets buying products from Nike to roses on Valentine's Day on the Facebook network and monetizing that subscription service.
Dallas Lawrence, wonderful stuff. Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you very much, Dallas.
Great to be with you.
Breaking news to tell you about. I'm going to hand it over to Pauline.